pretty challenging situation. And there are many things that you can do which will actually have a big effect on how you emerge from this very challenging situation. Because this situation, as tough as it is, it will pass. Thankfully, we're already seeing some countries are coming out of it, but the way we handle it will determine how soon we come out of it and how well we come out of it. And I'm not just talking on a national level, I'm talking on a personal level. So how do we do that? How do we make sure that we emerge as strong and in as good a way as possible? Well, actually, the first thing we have to do whenever we're in any kind of challenging situation is accept it. Now, that's never easy to do. This is why Stoicism actually is such a strong philosophy, because Stoicism is really all about practicing radical acceptance. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Stoicism, I'll put a link to the writings, the meditations of Marcus Aurelius below. He was one of the most famous Stoics back in Roman days. But it is a philosophy, a practice that has applications for today, because it is all about being able to accept and flow with what is present. Now, once we can accept where we're at, it means that we can then start to look at, well, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to minimize the negative impacts? And so this is really just a big dose of reality. One of my teachers said to me many years ago, do you want it with the scalpel or the butter knife? In many ways, when we're looking at how different people are handling it, how different nations are handling it, it's kind of like that kind of question. It's like, none of us want to go into lockdown. It messes up our lifestyles, it messes up our work, it messes up, our relationships, well, some more than others, but it makes life very difficult. There's no getting around that. But the scalpel means that we can make a quick, clean, adjustment. And in this case means means going into lockdown, possibly complete lockdown, in order to slow the virus. And to do that and to give the health systems a chance. So that's the scalpel. The butter knife is trying to avoid that. It's trying to do little things here and there, not worrying about it too much, not, really just allowing most people to gather. Now, actually, there is a scenario in which that would have been okay, like if all the people who were at risk were completely, sequestered. I've been told that that's what they've done in Denmark. And so the virus can go through the population who are less at risk. And then when that's gone through, then those who are more at risk can emerge. That's, in a way, the best of both worlds, which is something I really believe in. But certainly here, it's got beyond our ability to do that. So we're going to have to accept that, well, if we do it with the butter knife, if we just try to do a little bit here and there, that, things could get messy. So looking at what we can do right now. So I have made a blog and a healing meditation video for those who need to know what they can do right now apart from isolating yourself. Because the things that we can do that are actually positive in the sense of building up your immune system, helping your respiration, your breathing be stronger right now, those things are really going to help. And so I'll put links to those things below. So that's the second thing we need to do is, okay, now that we've had a reality check, what can we do to get ourselves through this with as little damage as possible? But the third step is, for me, it's always the most powerful, because the third step is understanding also the reality that this too shall pass. And we are going to come out of it. And the question is, well, what are things going to be like on the other side? So what are they going to be like for you? Because when we start to look at the future, that's when we can start to align to that future. And again, that enables our intuition to start to help us guide our path through it in the most easy and graceful way possible. And one of the really, one of the good things that it does is it turns this very challenging time into a possible opportunity. Because if you had a project that you've been putting off, but that you'd really like to be part of your future, whether it's starting up a new YouTube channel or a creative project, whether it's getting fit, that's something that you can start to do in your own home, whether it's starting to write your memoirs, whether it's learning a new skill, any of those things you can do. Now there's a couple of things that we can do to help this whole process along, because the more that we focus on the positive, the more that we will actually be able to use this time in the most positive way possible, which means that we will come out of it with more energy. But focusing on the positive in very trying times can be very difficult. A couple of just quick tricks that will help you do that, help you stay focused on the positive. As I said, there are more tips in the blog that I put up, so that link is down below if you would like some more ideas as to what you can do. But one of the things is just maintaining, as they say, an attitude of gratitude, which sounds at the moment like almost like annoying advice, but we actually have many things to be thankful for. We have the fact that when we are being isolated or locked down, we have many more opportunities to use that time positively because of the internet. And so in many ways, it's actually helping many businesses, particularly small businesses, to kind of get online, to kind of join the new economy in a way. So appreciating that, appreciating the fact that, well, when you've got any kind of illness that may make you sweat a lot, which of course, when you have a flu, you have a fever, having water, rehydrating yourself is really important. And so the fact that we live in houses that have all got running water, that actually is such a thing to be positive, to be grateful for, because 100, 200 years ago, if we had a bad flu go through like this, and the closest water was down at the village well, we actually would be in much worse situation. The fact that we still can get access to food, the fact that we live in houses that we can just flick a switch and not just get light, but get heating, or control the temperature so that you can actually get through this situation comfortably. Those are all things we're really grateful for. So the more that we can appreciate or focus on the things that are supporting us, even in this really trying time, the easier it is to stay positive. So do that. And the last tip is to work on your breathing. So to actually spend a few minutes every morning just breathing. That is actually a very basic meditation, is to just sit, close your eyes, focus on your breathing, be still, and just watch yourself breathe in and out. And if you can do that, even just for a couple of minutes, and particularly if you can do that while you are well and feeling grateful and appreciating how much that supports your life right now, that is a really good thing to do. And the more that you can appreciate the fact that you can breathe, and that you can breathe as well as you are breathing right now, that will help energize your lungs and keep your breathing strong as we move through this. So there you are. So this actually is an extra video that I made. I've been planning to actually start up this new YouTube channel for a while, but with everything that's going on, I've just brought it forward so that I can actually bring out extra videos like this to help you get through. So I hope that you found that helpful. And remember, in trying times, if you can actually find your brilliance through these trying times, well, imagine how well you can do when things once again get easier. So until next time, choose to be brilliant.